how it can manifest as the Supakshi Pramana, the experience in the millions of the devotees, disciple, followers all around the world, initiated by Bhagavan into the science of power manifestation. Bhagavan himself resides in the Kailash courtyard, manifesting the powers through each one of us as our reality. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Bhagavan has beautifully given us the Avatar Shastra, which documents all the scientific study done on the Balasans, on the devotee, disciple, followers, and Bhagavan himself, to showcase how the science is catching up with all the greater truth Bhagavan is revealing. These great truths are given in the Avatar Shastra. Now, for the power of breath dimension, the Shastra Pramana is from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Shakti Sandhane Shariropatihi. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed, manifest at once length, breadth, depth, time, and space. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given us how we can understand the gravitational force which is in the macrocosm and which reflects into our inner space as the desire, greed. And when we are the space understanding higher reality, how the greed functions in ourself, we can understand how the gravitational force functions, and we can attract the wealth, auspiciousness, abundance, everything as reality. Same Bhagavan has given us the greater science, how the electromagnetic force happens in the outer world, in the macrocosm, and going beyond that and experiencing the powerful cognition. When we understand the length, breadth, the length overflows into breadth, breadth overflows in the depth. When we have the powerful cognition, depth, the dimension, the depth opens up the time component and experience the oneness with Paramashiva. What is that depth and how we experience Paramashiva? All we think is the matter. And now they clearly say that E equal to mc squared, where it is mass. What we are is materialistic world. But E is equal to constant and frequency also. When you map these two, you get mass is equal to the frequency. The matter, materialistic world, can appear in the frequency also. Now we are experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva as only the materialistic world. We see only as matter because we reside in the context of we are only the matter. But Bhagavan says, if you have the powerful cognition, I am Paramashiva, I am also the matter, I am also the body, and residing in the body to celebrate Paramashiva, when we surrender all the identities, the labels, the knowledge, the whatever we know as ourself at Paramashiva's lotus feet, with deep gratitude and overflowing love, and simply we can experience the higher reality, who we are. Paramashiva is real. This materialistic world is just a delusion. If you have a bad dream and the dream is pretty crazy, and if you wake up, you understand that nothing is real. All that you were is a perception that you had. Exactly what you're going through right now with all the things that labels you have, mother, father, brother, sister, spouse, and all the things around you is nothing but a label. It does not have any existential reality. Anytime it would just burst like a little bubble. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, you will understand you're again caught in the birth and death cycle. Out of 84 million species and 8 billion people, we are the Bhagavan. We are the Brahmanya Bahuputratam. To understand, we are consciousness. We are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real. The fifth dimension starts manifesting when you manifest the powers of Paramashiva. That is what Bhagavan is saying, aiming and fixing the self, that I am Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real. I am consciousness. I am quantum. I am frequency. I live in this body also. When you are so powerful in your space, simply you will start seeing that becoming reality. The cosmos is a feedback system. More and more you engage in whatever you cherish, you become that. If you engage that you are Paramashiva, and that is the ultimate that you can experience, you simply experience the oneness. You become Paramashiva. When Arunagiri Yogeshwara asked Bhagavan, what do you want? He said, he put his hand on Shiva and he cherished that beautiful space, and he is Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real and he is manifesting through each one of us right now. And we experiencing that as reality is what the uniting in oneness with Paramashiva, and that is cognized. How we know that color is blue, this is number, this is letter, all the labels that we gave, like that, when we cognize Paramashiva as the reality who is experiencing through us as an experience itself, and who is making us understand the greater reality. Bhagavan beautifully says how a glass piece breaks, and in each of the glass break, the child sees the reflection. The child thinks so many kids are there, but actually, Paramashiva, the mother comes and says, puts everything together and says, you are that. Like that, Bhagavan is beautifully showcasing us that everything that exists is a manifestation of us as reality. When we put everything together, that Paramashiva is real and I am Paramashiva, simply we will integrate to the Paramashiva space, Guruvak, as your lifestyle and manifest Paramashiva as our reality. Apta Pramana. Apta Pramanas are the greatest rishis who understood the greatest science. Beautifully, Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the greatest epic Bhagavan has spoken that how Ramayana Mahabharata is just a story, but Srimad Bhagavatam gives us so much of cognition shift that happens and such a breakthrough here in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 62. Usha was a daughter of Banasura, and she had a dream, and in that dream whoever appeared, she wanted that person to be married to. And beautifully she goes to her friend Chitralekha and she sees her dream and draws the picture, and then they find out that is none other than Krishna's grandson Anirudh. These greatest epics gives us the breakthrough how people existed, simple and beautiful, and understanding consciousness as their reality. Simply merging into oneness with Paramashiva, they were able to down Paramashiva is giving us as prasada, as their reality. Bhagavan beautifully speaks in Atma Pramana.
Energy light form, and then Devi appeared in this very form. She is gracing now with Lakshmi and Saraswati. When I had Darshan, I saw only Devi, Bhuvaneshwari. Here she is gracing with Lakshmi and Saraswati. There, when I had Darshan, I saw her only this form, the Angushan, Pashan, Abhayan, Varada. It's just too much. Too much. Slowly, that very geometry and that form both disappeared into my inner space. Then I went back to home, carved the deity as I experienced in the stone, the Devi, the same way I saw in stone, and carved that Sri Chakra the same way I saw in copper plate. This happened. You can see the yantra I carved after the darshan at the age of 10. And this is the deity of the Devi. This is the deity of the Devi I carved at the age of 10.
Sorry for the technical glitch. Bhagavan was speaking on how he manifested.
Let you all open all your three eyes.
Bhagavan was beautifully speaking on the deity that he carved and the Sri Chakra that he carved at the age of 8 and just had a darshan of Devi and he could translate it into the Sri Chakra. The beautiful oneness space that Bhagavan has, ultimate, simply manifested as reality immediately. And here you can see in Shakshi Pramana how the Nithyananda Yogam participants experienced the Balasans manifesting all these greater signs without knowing any idea of what art meant or any idea of all these authors. Whatever they asked, all they did was see the Krishna Shila, whatever appeared, they just drew that. And simply it was so beautifully manifested as exactly the picture that they were asked to draw. They had no idea of what was in the picture, who's the author, or any description. But simply it started appearing and they started just drawing as it started happening in them as reality. And the Nithyananda Yoham participants shares these great moments, how they downloaded Bhagavan himself as reality.
It's a drawing from a famous artist, Vincent van Gogh, the Starry Night. And then she started immediately started like doing a round, like a star, and then she started drawing like a tree. She didn't know what was it, and she asked me, what is it? And then she wasn't sure if it was correct. And I said, yes, go on, it's right. And then she started drawing a moon, and then the whole star, and it was a perfect image of drawing of the artwork. So this is the Starry Night. I told her to draw the Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, which architect Gaudi, and she started with if it contained more than one tower, if it had 2 towers, and if it were connected. I said yes, there was 2 towers connected, but there are more than 2 towers. And then she started drawing the main entrance. There are 3 facades of this church, and she started drawing the exact facade, the main entrance, with the 4 towers, and then going down. And then here, how it's going. So that was amazing because I know the Sagrada Familia, but I wouldn't be able to draw it by myself. I would have looked constantly on the drawing and then draw it. But you just...
So beautiful. All these great signs Bhagavan has documented and given us as the glimpse how we can experience the oneness. Just watching these videos where the manifestation happens, you also started manifesting all these powers. Bhagavan beautifully gives an example how the doctor of the mad people who was all put in a same pile, all of them who drew that diagrams were literally same, who had the same problem because they got mad because of money, they drew in the same way, or it is because of the family, they drew in the same place, same way. So the doctor who studied all these paintings literally became mad because he was cherishing this constantly. He became that. Bhagavan says, once you are watching all these power manifestation series where they have demonstrated these powers of Paramashiva is real, you will start cherishing and you will start become the Paramashiva as reality. Now you can have different people have any questions on the author or painting, and you can just download and draw the picture. Or if you don't have the partner, you can have a book which has a lot of picture. Just take a page number and start drawing, and whatever is revealed, share it with the humanity. All that Bhagavan is giving us little exercises for us to understand we are not required for our life. Surrender that ego, that complete the labels that we carry, the weight that we carry. We think we are the mind. That's the only problem. Bhagavan says, mind is just a processor, and we use that to go into different states of consciousness. We use even the dream body and waking body. We can experience the cosmic body. Paramashiva is real. Paramashiva as our consciousness in the microcosm, as our reality, when we align to the higher science, how we can experience the oneness with Paramashiva, earning for the higher reality. Now sit straight with an auspiciousness showering and abundance that Bhagavan is showering on each one of us. All that, bring that to your third eye. Have that in your third eye. Everything else, when Totapari went to, Ramakrishna Paramahamsar went to Totapari. Totapari said, drop the Kali and meditate on your third eye. In few seconds, when he got permission from Kali to drop the Kali and he meditate on his third eye, simply for 2 days, he did not even move his limb. He went into the Samadhi space and Totapari had to wake him up and chanting the Mahavakyas and waking him up for coming back to the reality. Like that, each one of us understanding that the Nirvikalpa Samadhi completely can happen when you surrender all these identities, and collectively all of us sitting and meditating on Paramashiva is real. I'm also the body. The mind is just a processor putting us into different states of consciousness. Bhagavan beautifully gives all this higher science, higher clarity when we have the will persistence to hold that continuously and unclutch from everything else. Complete completion that everything that we are experiencing is only a delusion, and unclutch from everything again and again. Go back to the first person. Who's experiencing? When Ramakrishna Paramahamsar, Ramana Maharshi was asked, are Krishna, Rama, everybody real? Can we see them? Are they there? Can we talk to them? Beautifully, Ramana Maharshi says, yes, they are just like you and me. You can see them and talk to them. There is nothing different. But please go beyond the form and experience who is the person who is seeing the form. And you will experience the reality who you are before you want to see any other form. Bhagavan Paramashiva has given us the ultimate blessing to manifest these powers. Now let's sit and chant deeply from our navel center, the whole being vibrating with the chanting and with a deep listening to experience that Nirvikalpa Samadhi, just like how you go into the deep sleep. Fall into the beautiful space of Paramashiva, the oneness space. Sit as Parashakti with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. You are Parashakti. You are not identified with Parashakti. You are Parashakti who's manifesting right now as reality. Sit as Parashakti. That is the Tyaga Bhagavan is looking and telling us again and again, reminding us, hey, you are Parashakti. You are Paramashiva. You are Brahmanya Bahupatratam. Because Bhagavan has chosen, we are here to experience Bhagavan today, right now. And let's receive the prasada, chanting the Mahavakya, entangling with the quantum space of Bhagavan, and mirroring the neuron when we go into the deep surrender, gratitude, and earning Paramashiva is real. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let burn all our burdens.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour. Let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Please open your eyes, and whatever you have drawn, please verify authentically with your partner or with the book or Google, whatever you have taken as the source. Please verify the detail and see how you have received the prasada from Bhagavan. All the initiation that Bhagavan is showering on each one of us, when we are ready and as auspiciousness, consciousness, Paramashiva as our reality. When Swetaketu, after 12 years living with the cows, when he went, all that his guru said was Tattvamasi 9 times, and simply he became enlightened. All that we need to be is prepare ourselves to receive the Mahavakya, and again prepare ourselves to be in the space of oneness to receive the initiation from Bhagavan, whatever he is showering, for it be to raise ourselves and experience the oneness and cherish the oneness. Be ready to want that greater reality as our reality. Paramashiva is real, and Paramashiva is manifesting through each one of us and giving us the superconscious breakthrough, building the whole foundation of how conscious sovereignty manifests through us. Each of these powers, Bhagavan says, makes whole in your logic the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred, all that baggage that we carry and run our life with. All that simply starts withering away the more power manifestation we start experiencing. Whether the manifestation actually happens or not doesn't matter. You cherishing Paramashiva is real. You cherishing manifestation is the very nature of us, very reality of us will make you manifest all the greater signs. That is the very nature, how we go into the sleep, the dream, and the deep sleep. And the very nature of us is to be in that beautiful space of oneness. That is why all of us all over the world cherish. If we are woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning, we are so happy that we have few more hours to experience. Even though every day we are doing the same thing, never bored, never tired, because the very nature is for us to be in that beautiful space. If we can enter that space more consciously, that Paramashiva is leading us into by all this power manifestation, more and more the enlightened space is the very nature. Satchitananda, Bhagavan says, is the very nature of who we are. The blissful space, who we are. Again and again, residing in that space as our reality, simply we will recognize, Bhagavan says, as our reality itself. It is already happening. We just need to recognize that space in us as reality. Let's have one more beautiful cycle of the breath dimension. Let's sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. If a president of the country is sitting next to you, how you would sit? So attentive, so alive. Sit as Vara Shakti, like that. Very alive and so beautiful in the oneness space with Paramashiva. Letting Paramashiva as your reality. Completely merge, surrender, get absorbed into the authentic space of Paramashiva as your reality. More and more you cherish and more you become authentic with the space, you will get merged, sucked into the Paramashiva, Kailasha, to experience the ultimate oneness with Paramashiva. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a full vibration from your navel center and deep listening. The Ajaba Ajaba has to happen in you. Till that, continue to chant the Mahavakya deeply and in oneness space of Paramashiva. Let's start the breath dimension second cycle with a deep chanting and listening.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes.
Paramashivoham,
Let the Amrita pour,
Paramashivoham,
let the Varni open up,
Paramashivoham,
manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham,
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let the Om Nithyananda. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om.
So beautiful, nice. And whatever Paramashiva has given you as prasada, please go ahead and share that in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. Even if you have not manifested, you can like others and share others also. And whatever your experiences are, again and again, start sharing to the world. Causing others reality is the most beautiful space for you to become Paramashiva as real. Seeing everything as Paramashiva is the greatest gift. Bhagavan beautifully says how Ramana Maharshi saw each and everybody as Maharishi, as Paramashiva, as reality. Buddha saw everybody as Buddha, even Angulimala, who was ready to kill him. He saw him only as Buddha and saw him as such a compassionate being. He just became that, even a serial killer. All we need to do is all the people we have, when we share that they are Paramashiva and we experience that Paramashiva, they can also experience that greater science. Sharing all these powerful cognition and power manifestation, your experiences really will become the reality for you. Every time Bhagavan asks us to share and cause others to know that we are Paramashiva and Paramashiva is real. And whatever you see, you can contribute all that you want at the $ at the end of the YouTube. And all these contribution, what you're voting for is Kailasha in your inner space. Whatever we cherish, we will spend on it. We will cherish that, talk about it. We will do all the things around it. And that is what Bhagavan is giving us, the social media and contribution, where we can offer at Bhagavan's lotus feet all our gratitude. Thanking Bhagavan for showering so much of love and compassion and all that darshan, diksha, and making us manifest all these greater signs as our reality. Beautiful space that Bhagavan has given. In deep gratitude, thank Bhagavan and thank all of you here for collective integrity, collective conscious sovereignty as our reality, holding that space and manifesting these powers. And beautifully, with the deep gratitude and earning Paramashiva as my word, thought, and action. In everything, I see myself as Paramashiva, and Paramashiva is real in every form that I see. Holding the powerful space, let's end this session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you after the darshan or satsang in the next session in Kailash Courtyard Manifesting Power session.